Bungle, bungle, bungle. I love you, Bungle. Fuck you, Bungie. Okay, everyone. Some stuff that has been emerging. Today on the Bungle website in the news section. Only a few hours ago too, regarding the Destiny 2 DLCs. Anyone that's been following this whole Bungie track record knows that they're slowly but surely becoming a little like the other favorite company of ours, mostly because they love to stay in the headlines and they love to continuously do evil deeds. Bungie, who originally made everyone that wanted to play the new DLC, Destiny 2 Foreskin, also known as Forsaken, but really we know it's Foreskin, they made you also purchase the 2 DLCs that nobody wanted to play in order for you to even play the new DLC. But now, out of the blue, Bungie has released a statement saying that anyone that wants to play Foreskin now doesn't have to go back and purchase the other 2 DLCs. And that's all conveniently fucking done a month after the release of Forsaken, and a lot of people have already purchased the other 2 DLC that they didn't want to play. Okay, quick wrap up of how shit Bungie has been. The XP thrilling experience, of course, made everyone love Destiny and Bungie even more. Both DLCs fucking were horrendous, okay, everyone hated them. Bungie themselves came out and apologized about how shit Destiny is. Destiny had all the good shit behind the Eververse, which further pissed everybody off. And finally, Bungie ultimately saying that Destiny 2 is going back to Destiny 1 this September, a full year after the original release of Destiny 2. So it took a whole year for us to even get to the point where Destiny 2 was Destiny 1. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but that's exactly how it went down.
You are the devil himself.
Who told you? But Bungie, we love to hate you. We all know it. But, I mean, I've played about 60 or more hours now into the latest DLC of Forsaken. And let me just say first that I thought it was a fantastic DLC. I loved it. But many people like myself who had played Destiny 2 on PlayStation 2 wanted to then move over to PC. For me to play Forsaken, I had to go and buy Destiny 2, yeah, cool, but then also the 2 DLCs that I had no interest in playing, right? In order for me to even get to the stage where I could play Destiny Forsaken. That meant you had to spend money on something that you didn't even want to play, right? You knew it was fucking shit, but you had to buy 2 shitty DLCs in order for you to play Foreskin. So after a full month of Forsaken being out, Destiny and Bungie miraculously come out with a statement saying, you know what guys, we've been listening to you people, and we're not going to make you now buy the DLC. Convenient for all the people that did in fact have to do that. And this is what the statement actually said. Effective October 16, the purchase of Destiny 2 Forsaken will include the 2 expansions included in the Destiny 2 expansion pass. Every player of Destiny 2 who has yet to touch down on the Tangled Shore will need only the Forsaken upgrade. Our hope is that this will eliminate some of the questions that confront a player as they join our party. I love how they're like, we hope that this eliminates some of the questions. You just ignored the questions, you've made your fucking money, and now you're like, oh, by the way, we're listening to you guys. We have a heart and we have a soul. You only listened a full month after, when you've got the hype train sales, when you've got the release sales. Now you're coming back and saying, actually, nah, it's all good, guys. Don't have to buy the DLC. Sorry about all the people that did buy the DLC.
And we know what you do, don't we? You fuck people out of money and get away with it. I think I want my money back.
There's other games that have done this. If we look at Shadow of War, for instance, I mean, it's a separate thing slightly in terms of that was like loot boxes and stuff, but ultimately it's the same because they were not listening to the customer. The customer was like yelling at them saying, we don't want this shit in a single player experience, get this crap out. They only ever listened though after they got the initial whales, right, buying all the loot boxes and shit, then they ran with the money. They got the whales, then they set sails. Shut up! But Destiny is doing something very similar here. They wanted to make as much money as possible, right, in that initial month before they would start listening. But guys, it's okay because Bungie does care about the people that did buy Forsaken and the other 2 shitty DLCs. They've come out now and said that, you know, anyone that has bought this stuff before when it first came out, it's okay because we're going to take care of you. You're going to be given some shitty unique emblem, some shitty unique shaders, and some shitty emotes and consumables. Everyone has had to spend all this money, and now you're dangling in front of us some crappy emotes and shit. No one cares about that, okay? But am I surprised? Not really, to be honest. I mean, it seems like we all have very short memories. A good DLC comes out and was like, praise the gold. But the bottom line is, I mean, it was only a matter of time. As I said, this is Bungie, man. Like, we can on one hand celebrate a great DLC, but on the other, we always have to be wary of their bullshit. This is, in my opinion, 100% part of their strategy, to make sure they make as much money as possible in the initial release hype, then disregard the hardcore loyal fan base that always line up on day one. Then they repackage it and sell it off again only a month later. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Bungie is in damage control. Building up the brand is what's most important. What they should have done, of course, is they should have, at release of Forsaken, included the other 2 DLCs if they were going to do this anyway. It would have made Bungie look more pro-consumer. It would have shown that they acknowledged that the other 2 DLCs were missteps. This is also going to make a lot of people wary for the next DLC launches. They're going to look at this type of strategy and either not buy at launch, or even perhaps just walk away entirely because they continuously feel like they're being ripped off. The only way I see them not doing that is if the backlash from the community is big enough that they go, okay, we can't do that again. But I really want to see what happens with this. I'm interested to see what the community backlash is. But guys, we will keep you updated on this as always. Love you, appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. See you, fam.